Oh, guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? There's some real mountains here, and we're in the UK. Welcome to Snowdonia. That's what I'm talking about. You beauty. So we are set somewhere here in Llanberis, and we're going to walk up to the highest point, and from there we have to try and bag as many of these high points as we can in the weekend and get back to Llanberis. There's no free rides, you've got to walk or fly, and there's a lot of vertical up and down and lots of twisty little valleys. It's going to be great. Let's go.
This is a hike and fly event, so we must carry our flying gear. A light bag is essential, but with my camping kit, I'm at 13 kilos. These bags are lean and keen, and so are the pilots.
I'm Tony, really looking forward to this inaugural X-Eryri, and I'm going to go up Llyr to start with and bag some peaks.
Forgot me Vario, haven't I? No. That's a great start.
No.
I'm Will, and I'm really stoked about doing this hike and fly.
Yeah, I'm Liam, and super excited. I'm going up that one, I think.
So saying, we'll see him at the top.
I'm Tim, and I'm really not sure what I'm doing. I'm Chris, first time sleeping on the glider tonight, so and hopefully have some good flying before that. That's my main plan.
Hi, I'm Greg Chilton, involved BIV, first time involved BIV in a competition for me. Pretty heavy kit, about 111 kilos all up, but today's looking good for some flying. I'm going to head straight up the mountain here, I think, from the start, and then work the ridge line and head out further to east and see what happens, I think.
Hi, I'm Dave Ross. I have never flown in Snowdonia ever in my life, so this is kind of a new one for me.
Hi, I'm Ben. Again, not flown Snowdon before. Doing Volbiv tonight, and I've been flying 22 years, pretty unsuccessfully.
Hi, I'm Westy. I'm going to fly high and far.
I still haven't got a good plan yet, but my idea is, I've got a couple of ideas. I want to get up high, and because it's nil-wind day, I want to be getting high so I've got time in the air to try and find thermals. Which way I'm going to start, I still don't know. I'm going to decide in the next 5 minutes.
My members have spoken. I'm no longer allowed to have instant coffee. Let me show you what happens when I have real coffee.
If I'm not looking, then fine.
They say you should start a marathon at the speed you can finish it. But good coffee deserves a good breakfast.
And we're off!
Just incredible when you realize this was all cut out by hand. The Welsh slate mine. That's hard work. This is fun. Well, there goes Nathan, part of the organising team, and he's been awesome. He came up and guided us, showed us the quickest route up, and now he's just flying back down to base. Wicked! Looks like a lovely day. Hey, everybody's walked past this launch site. That way. I think I can fly from here along and just land on the top there. That's another turn point. That's another turn point. It's blowing up the face here.
I love flying, and I love walking quite a lot less. The risk is always there. If you fly too early, just don't find lift. You can end up at the bottom and have to hike it all over again. So I hold my breath as I sneak over the ridgeline. I'm delighted with myself for gliding through this part of the course. I just need one thermal. There's nothing to keep me up. I've ventured too close to the coast, and the sea air has cooled things down. I have to escape. I try again, but it's desperate. I'm going down. I have to hold on to this scrap of lift. Round and round, meter by meter, I earn my freedom.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! You beauty!
Being up here, in this place, this is why I fly. And in a race like this, the transformation is even more intense. From a miserable wretch trudging on the surface to a spirit set free amongst the clouds, riding the wind. It's a far-seeing place where I can watch the patterns of the wind on the water and see the landscape unfold. But if you don't concentrate and solve the next puzzle, it can all be lost. Ah, just a few meters. Ah.
Arr. Wind's coming from the wrong side. I need to get off that way, onto that face. And the wind's coming over the back.
This is the sheltered, shady side, the north face. It is no good for flying now. I've made a mistake, and with my diminishing altitude, there is only so far I can search. But perhaps there's something round the corner. In the sun? That's the baby. It's a dance with danger to be so close to the cliffs, but it feels like something I was made to be. This roll comes naturally. This turn cranks up my confidence, and I'm lifted up again.
Guys, here we are in the middle of the X-Eryri, and it's awesome. I'm gonna try and work up this face. One up there, and then, I don't know, make it up as I go along.
I use a climb in the Llyr side and record an instructional video for my students. Then analyze the way ahead.
Right, that's the turn point. I like the look of the sea air coming in here. We'll go back for that climby bit, and maybe I can make up some plan.
I'm drawn in by the beauty of this place. It's like I've flown into Middle Earth, and the air is so smooth and slow. I can hear it whisper my name. I've entered the world of my dreams. And flying is just as I imagined it could be. I am weightless and drifting, gliding in sunlight. I get lost in the timeless moment. I'm a bird and nothing else.
Because I don't know what's going on. I don't want to drop out down there. So I'm going to just walk up and maybe I can go over to the next valley.
Ah, that's the sea breeze that put me down. The wind is flushing over this coal, and I came over because I'd seen some guys climbing in some thermals just around the corner. Couldn't get there because I just got rushed down this thing. Whoosh! That means I can't relaunch from this area. So I've got quite a walk up and into the peaks there, over the top, and maybe I can get a relaunch. So at this point in the day I'm feeling a little bit down because I expected to be flying. It's like 2:45 now. So I landed about 2:30, 2:15, peak time of the day. And I really wanted to link up a lot more in the air. So yeah, this is a hard part of the day. So now I've got to walk up to go and get my altitude again with a diminishing hope of flying because of the sea breeze. But we'll see, maybe it weakens a little bit later, maybe I can get somewhere protected and we can get another sweet flight in. Let's give it a go. Back to these things.
Meanwhile, the other competitors are having a field day. X-Lakes champion Bud has been eaten by the sea breeze. Strongman Westy is downed as well. While local experts like Dougie are mopping up points by visiting each cluster of peaks before pollinating the next region. Hardly ever touching down. His flight is truly inspiring. On my website, I'll provide a technical analysis of all the tracks for pilots who want to learn more from this event. I have to find a way to get back into the game.
So I suppose this could be an option. The wind is coming down this valley. It's a sea breeze. So it's possible that I could saw something here and try and get up on those things. I don't like that sort of option. That's an X-Alp sort of option. So I'm going to walk downwind and try and go around the corner to somewhere that's sheltered and hopefully be able to just glide off in the Llyr. But this channel that's filled with a sea breeze is going to be very turbulent because it's like a long narrow channel and I'll just be soaring the wash at the end of the valley. not my favorite game. Let's go try around the corner. It's going to take an hour or so. Bit of a highway, very easy hike. I can still feel the sea breeze, but it's sort of starting to get intermittent now. So hopefully I can get into this protected bowl and get some flying. We're going all the way up that one, I think. Then I can fly off and escape, hopefully. We'll see. Helicopter. I hope he's not looking for one of our guys. It's kind of searching the back of the ridge in the bowl there. Nasty place to land if it is somebody. Hey, what's up? It's I don't know, 4:30 now, and I've got quite a bit of vertical to still do. I'm getting a bit tired, but it's a beautiful hike, so I'm enjoying that part of it. Look at this place. So I'm going up to there, up onto the skyline. That's why I've come out here. Oh, it's good to just be out in this sort of country. Have the space and lots of adventures. Lots of routes to climb or fly or hike. Loving it. Oh, that was worth. That's my last ascent for the day. That was worth walking up for. Look at this. Oh, okay, I got up here. I'm up and I have an evening glide. I don't think I'm going to find thermals, but I'm going to just try and glide. And I'm going to go, I've got to go, there's a little lake in the distance over there. And I'm going to try and get as close as I can to that lake. Let's see, it's a tricky launch. The wind's coming from over there. So it's sort of sliding off the hill. I'll do my best. Come on, dude. Oh, that was too sketchy up there. Trying to launch with the wind coming over the back. It's still coming over the back, so it's just as sketchy, but I've got grass. So I'm going to try and pull it up facing uphill and then just bail off this corner and fly downwind. Bad. But you got to try these things. But okay, let's give it some energy. Oh, it's not coming overhead. It's a long day and I'm starting to feel the strain. I'm trying to be careful that I'm not doing something stupid. But it's starting to feel like this might be. I'm not getting enough power here. Whew. Oh, it's not whacking. Oh. So I'm going to wait for the wind to stop. Then I can just glide off. It's a little bit too much of a backwind to do this trick. And I'm tired, so I'm not giving it enough of a run.
When the wind is light, this is safe to do.
Round we go! Hallelujah!
And at last, I'm free to glide on. My test of strength is done.
Hello. Couldn't fly up to those things, but it's not too far to walk. And I've got a lovely river just here. So, happy days. What's for lunch, Craig? Apricots. There's Jock brownies in, and cashews. I spotted this from the air. I think this water is going to be nice and clean. And this is the time of day I feel really good. I've pushed myself as far as I can. I felt like I did well. I tried hard. I didn't fly well. Man, I bombed in the middle of the day. But, you know, I carried on going and I'm happy with that. So I feel good about what I did today. Safe decisions, made the most of what I had. And yeah, now I'm just happy to be cruising up the valley. I've got a plan, I know where I'm going. Lovely, isn't it? Oh, still pushing. I've got, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes left. And the lake's nowhere in sight. I've got to push. Otherwise I'm going to be camping in these rocks. That's such a relief. I've got 10 minutes left. There we go. Supper is a rather flat oat cake, some energy bars, and what's left of the cashew nuts and choc brownies and apricots. So I'm going to eat everything up, because tomorrow, if I'm lucky, I'll go through a town sort of mid-morning for a second breakfast. Luxury. Anyway, this is my little house. Everything's in here. My harness is my pillow. My glider is my sleeping bag. And the wet things are outside on a little line. And yeah, should be a good night. No bugs, soft ground, no wind. See you in the morning. Ooh, that's a little bit misty. Ooh, wet boots. Can't be helped. There's a bit boggy around this area, so walking in, my boots got wet because I'd forgotten to waterproof them again. So this morning they're going to get wet again on the way out. Nothing you can do about that. It's all right. I plan to fly some of today's distance. All right, that's the first turn point of the day. It's quite a subdued view. An airspace file with the cylinders. That's an X-Eryri track. That's quite a nice way to do hike and fly, if you've got that file, you can at least see. Ah, why did I do that? Bog. Oh, it doesn't really matter, my shoes are so wet in rain. Right, that's bagged that turn point. Let's go get another one. Hey, this turn point is cleverly disguised as a cloud. Very easy to get lost in this sort of terrain. So I'm just using my navigation to find the trails. It's so easy to get turned off in the mist and end up heading 180 degrees the wrong direction. Sun's coming out. Wind's very strong and crossed. Might have a chance. See you in a while. I don't know how I'm gonna fly off this. If it got lighter, it'd be a beautiful place to start. But it couldn't be from a worse direction. It's really hard to take off here. Right, when you're strapped on the helmet, you know things are a little bit dicey. So this is tricky, but the winds come slightly off to the left. So I'm going to ground handle because I've got a nice area, and if it feels good, huck.
Looking back, that might seem sketchy, but at the time, my perception of risk was being bullied by the prospect of walking down hard terrain. Your mind will find ways to avoid the pain for you, and therein lies the real risk of hike and fly racing. What looks like a safe landing from the air can have hidden dangers too. Power lines, vicious guard dogs, trees. Oh look, more lines. That's the way you do it.
Haven't seen one of those before, have you? Hello. Hello, you're very friendly. Hey, it's a paraglider. Oh, that saved me a long walk. I was way up on the mountain there thinking I'd have to walk down. Yeah. I managed to just sneak off when there was a lull in the wind. Oh, nice. We're actually doing a race this weekend, so I've got to try and get back to Llyr still. Oh, right. Oh. But yeah, the air conditions aren't really easy for flying, so okay. I'll have to do the long walk. Well, I've got to walk to Bethgelet, okay. And then try and take the trails from there. Yeah. Maybe go up over Llyr and then back down into Llyr, so I can maybe fly that last little piece. Yeah.
Up ahead, pilots are converging on the finish at Llyr, and the best flight is being engineered by Bud Patterson. But it's a difficult day for flying.
That would be fantastic. Such service. It's always like this wherever I land. You know, just
would you like tea or coffee?
Coffee would be great.
Milk and sugar?
A little bit of milk, please. Fantastic.
You want some food?
Just if you've got something handy that's just to buy, that would be great. I'm going to have to run it at some point today, I think. Oh, wow.
Sausage, I hope.
Let me have a little one of these. I haven't got much. Actually. No, that'd be great if I can grab one of those rolls. That'd be fantastic. No. What a friendly family. So cool. The Welsh are so hospitable. So I'm sorted. Trail food and a plan. Let's see if I can pull it off. Oh, and hike and fly racing runs on your legs. If you're not up, it's important to not be down. Keep the goal in mind. Believe you will get through, even in the face of diminishing opportunities. Every race has to have a bit of this stuff. Even if it's just a trick of the mind, it lets you see the fun in what you do. Hey guys, last flight of the day. Tricky stuff. There's some convergence off to that side, but I've got to go that way, and I need to get that 10 foot up there. So I'm going to just try and fly off. Feels good right now. So let's give it horns. Hey, well that's a bit disappointing, but I'm not going to make it over that pass before the finish of the comp at 4. Apparently the wind is very strong on the other side, very strong valley winds, so I probably wouldn't be able to even fly down. I can't do 600 meters ascent in like 40 minutes or something, plus the fly down, so unfortunately this is the end. Oh, fantastic area to fly in. Just brilliant. Really enjoyed the terrain. And here we have the saviour.
You can't, someone like Greg of his calibre, you can't just leave him out in the mountains, can you? You can't leave him in the boonies. 500 points at 4 o'clock.
Peace! And they're all gone.
They're all gone.
Oh. Right, back to base. Yay!
So it is literally just that.
How'd you go, Westy?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Painful. Tried that and that.
Oh wow, okay.
Then we gonna walk back up here, then flew back up here.
Really, really good. You don't realise, I think, some of you, how good some of your flights were. The conditions were exceptional and you really did make the most of it. So yeah, hats off to you all for that. So in third position, Tim Penshake. In second place with 720 points and actually had some storming flying. I was looking at it yesterday, it was amazing. Stephen Ashley. Cheers. I don't know what to say really. It was really tight at the top. I mean, with over 1,000 points clear. Did 49 peaks, I think I counted. Did the Glideri, the vast majority of the Carneddau, vast majority of the Nantley, did the Snowdon range, most of the Moyle winds. Oh, did the 3000s. Did all but one peak on the Paddy Buckley. I know. Yeah. I can't. I mean, I've known him since he started flying it. It's not that long ago. He's an amazing pilot, super modest, and he really deserves it. He's always been the bridesmaid. But today, mate, you are the bride.
Dougie!
Thank you very much.
Show me the trophy.
Yeah.
Yay!
I've got to say thank you to Gaz for organising all of this. I know Nathan put in a huge stint with getting a lot of the admin-y stuff, but really a lot of the responsibility and a lot of the background. Yeah. all went to gas.
Yeah, well, no, it was all worth it.
And like, it was really, really special yesterday. Like when I was flying around, just seeing everyone dotted around in these really amazing places. And I was just looking, like, thinking, they're having a great time. They're having a great time. Like, yeah, it was really nice to see loads of people coming to the area and just getting some wicked flights. It was good. Well done.
For me, I judge an event by how far it has pushed me, how far I've traveled, and what I've learned. It's exciting for me to have such a sport where after 30 years of participating, I still have so much to learn. And yet, while I'm making mistakes, I can still be having a great time and find that special high place in the midst of an incredible landscape. Thanks to Gaz, Nathan, Dougie, and the wonderful people of Snowdonia for welcoming me to their mountain playground. I'll definitely be back.